come in, I will be looking for which CSTP as evidence?
1.4, using a variety of instructional strategies, resources, and technologies to meet students' diverse learning needs.
Okay.
So I think we already touched on how I intend to do this by use of the graphic organizer that scaffolds the breaking down the prompt process. I also, plan to rely both on direct instruction and peer-to-peer engagement. I plan to have things projected onto the board. Students will also be able to reference the breaking down the prompt outline that we completed together from last week. And then they also have a chart of literary devices and literary elements and syntactical features where I give them the definition of those terms and examples so they can reference that as they're annotating the passage. So those are all of the ways that I hope to have a variety of instructional strategies. I guess my request for you of when you're observing me is to just make sure that it's not too much, because sometimes I feel like I'm throwing all of these resources and instructional strategies at the students, and sometimes I wonder if the quantity of those strategies are overshadowing the instruction or confusing students and they don't know what to focus on. So maybe just ensuring that I'm giving them quality strategies and resources over quantity.
Yes, got it, noted. Wonderful. Okay, so when I come in, I will be looking for a variety of instructional strategies that you are employing, resources that you're offering, and technologies to meet students' diverse learning needs. Are you doing anything on the Chromebook or using any sort of device in that?
For this lesson, I plan for it to mostly be through the handouts. Students with IEPs or 504s can use their Chromebooks as needed. If in the event students want to research something on the internet, they can pull their Chromebooks out. But I think for this lesson, I would prefer most of the Chromebooks to be put away, just because I don't want them to distract students from reading the passage and breaking down the prompt. Because really I'm trying to replicate the testing environment that they'll face when they take the AP exam.
Wonderful. I'm excited. So we're going to do this next week in your third period AP Lit class, correct?
Yes.
And they are coming in again, looking at sounds like their second Q2, right? You said that they had one last week. And then the product that they will be working on is this graphic organizer here, as they unpack the prompt. When I come in, I think you have yours right over there. I will be using this classroom teacher observation form, where we'll fill that out. I'll fill that out and make my notes here when it comes to the lesson standards and objectives, professional goals, and then of course right here we will focus on observing standard 1.4, engaging and supporting all students in learning, as I come and sit in for like a 55 minute, 50, Tuesday is 52, almost an hour. All right, cool. All right, so we're getting pretty close to the end here. So when I come in, I'm going to look at my notes. I am going to also look at how the collaboration is going among your students, observing also how your feedback is, what does that look like, and then resources. Too many, quality over quantity. Less is more.
I think one last thing I would like to ask you to look at too is, just as a first year teacher and first year AP Lit teacher, give me your expertise from your experience teaching AP Lit. Am I appropriately scaffolding the essay writing process and guiding them towards establishing a successful line of reasoning, or am I not calibrated to the standards of what AP or College Board is looking for?
Okay. Wonderful. I would love to assist with that. Great. So what we'll do is we'll have the observe, and while I observe, I'm gonna record, and then I'll make sure that all the appropriate permissions have been given, and then we will come back and we will review the lesson together. And this is where we will break down and discuss how well things went, which
Excellent.
I'm excited. I know
excited
it's going to
too.
be amazing because you're amazing. Awesome. All right, good. Thank you very much, Olivia.
Of course.